Yeah, so welcome to the 2018 Spinnaker Summit. It is indeed a legit conference now. In fact, as someone was saying, because we're in a hotel, that means we are legit, as opposed to last year's summit where it was ultimately at Netflix, and I put it together, and it was a blast, but I learned quickly that I never, ever want to plan a conference again. But I do want to say thanks for everyone that came last year and is obviously back this year. The feedback we got after last year was we need to do this again, just not at Netflix, probably somewhere nicer or something. I don't know. Anyways, so I want to say a big thank you to a number of people, companies, and whatnot. And I want to start with Modev. Thank you very much for making this year's summit happen, making it legit. So thank you very much for Modev. I also want to thank Morantis. Thank you very much for those Spinnaker Ninja shirts. Boris saved me a medium. Other sponsors include Adobe, JFrog, Google, OpsMX, Armory. Thanks for the happy hour tonight. You're going to basically spend all that Series A. I get to order the wine. Kenzan, Kubler, Harness, and then thank you very much to Netflix for helping making this happen. I also want to thank all the community partners, including Women Who Code, Portland Women in Tech, Chick Tech, getting a phone call, excuse me, She's Coding, Latinas in Tech, Women in Technology, International Black Tech Women, and Ada Developers Academy. You all are awesome. Thank you for all the hard work you do and volunteering at this conference. Thank you very much. And then a big thank you to all of you for showing up. I really appreciate everyone coming. There's so many familiar faces here. It's hard not to laugh sometimes when I see some of you in just terms of the memories we've had over the last couple of years. So I really do appreciate everyone being here. This is, as I keep saying, indeed a legit conference. There are 16 countries are represented here. In fact, Tom Neer said you were going to give the rest of the keynote. Where are you, Tom? Thanks for coming all the way from Israel. So yeah, there are 16 countries represented here. Over 250 companies are represented here. And over the next 2 days, we're going to have over 60 sessions. So it's going to be an epic 2 days. It's a marathon, remember? So just pace yourselves. And at the end of, and I think Steve and Kim will close this out with his phenomenal keynote that is going to be the best keynote ever. So I want to take you through what's happened over the last year with Spinnaker. And so it has been it's been a phenomenal year. Spinnaker in more than one way has just grown tremendously. In the last year, we've seen a 45% increase in the number of contributors across a handful of GitHub repos. And I think many of you who are part of that stat are here today. In the last 60 days alone, we've had over 1,000 PRs. Our Slack channel, which hopefully everyone is a member of, has, as of yesterday, 5,471 members, communicating across 62 channels. One thing that I have noted is more than one person throughout the year has suggested that we no longer use the free version of Slack, which I think is a great idea. Does anyone know how Slack charges? Anyone from Slack here? It's $7 a user per month. That's like 40 grand a month. So I'm looking for volunteers to pony that up. But yeah, we got to figure that one out. We have some friends at Slack, so we'll have a couple conversations. But we will look to see what we can do about making Slack the enterprise version where you don't lose history and whatnot. But needless to say, we have a lot of people on Slack. And we've added quite a few different logos to Spinnaker.io over the last year. I know this is not everybody or every company that's leveraging Spinnaker. So if you do want your company's logo up there, please send us a PR. We've spun up a community forum. In fact, at last year's summit, this was one of the asks that came out. People said, hey, because you are using the free version of Slack, you cheapos, we lose history, conversations get lost, we want something a little bit more permanent. So we actually were listening. And we set up discourse, and you can get to it at community.spinnaker.io. This is, Slack is great for real-time conversations, but sometimes those conversations get lost. So this is an excellent place to engage in discussions, ask questions, and propose new features. And I'm really excited that this year, a couple of folks wrote a Spinnaker book. Those folks are Emily Burns, Asher Feldman, Rob Fletcher, Tomas Lin, Justin Reynolds, Chris Sandin, Lars Wander, and Rob Zienert. They put together an excellent resource for getting started with continuous delivery. There are a number of hard copies here. Did they arrive? Do we know?
I hope so. They should be in your room.
Okay, apparently 300 copies are in my room, so what room are you in?
I'm not at
Okay, yeah, never mind. Do not, go to his room. I will bring them out, but we have 300 hard copies, so we'll make them available if you want to get a hold of this. It's a great book. I'm really excited that AWS has joined the community in a very big way. They are working on a number of exciting features like Lambda integration, Fargate integration, along with improving our documentation and even getting Spinnaker set up on EKS. There are 2 talks from AWS folks, and I'm really excited to have you all here, and I encourage everyone to go to those talks. I think there's going to be some big announcements at Paul's talk, right? Although, did I already steal your thunder? What's that? It's all good. It's all good. Tomorrow? Tomorrow. Pivotal has been a partner in the ecosystem since the early days, and in the last year has really stepped up its investment in making Cloud Foundry and Pivotal Container Service work more seamlessly in Spinnaker. My good friend and former training partner, John Schneider, is here somewhere in the audience. Woohoo! He'll be giving a talk. There's a couple folks from Pivotal, and they've helped JP Morgan Chase with their Spinnaker journey. So thank you very much, Pivotal, for all the hard work you guys are doing. If anyone has been following the Spring 1 conference series, they've made a number of announcements regarding Spinnaker, and so thank you, John, and to Olga and the rest of the Pivotal crew. Mirantis gives out some really cool t-shirts. Have you seen those Spinnaker Ninja shirts? Like I said, I do need a medium. But in the last year, Mirantis has joined the Spinnaker community, building out their Mirantis application platform, which is obviously based on Spinnaker. Thank you very much for all the work you guys are doing. They put on a Spinnaker dinner / happy hour up in Vancouver this past May. Steve and Kim and I attended, had a great time, so thank you very much for that. But that's not everyone. Oracle continues to invest in Spinnaker. In fact, they have pushed a small startup in the Bay Area called Gremlin, which is doing, they have a chaos platform, so they're pushing the good folks at Gremlin to integrate Gremlin with Spinnaker, which is pretty exciting. OpsMX has been in the Spinnaker ecosystem since the very beginning, working on automated canary analysis and bringing AI to continuous delivery, and they offer support for the open source Spinnaker and enterprise Spinnaker, so thank you very much to OpsMX. And then obviously Armory. Armory this year raised a Series A, which is super exciting. They again are a valued member of the Spinnaker ecosystem. So thank you all for the innovations and support you are providing to make this a truly vibrant community. There's also been myriad exciting innovations in Spinnaker over the last year, and I'd like to share a number of them with you. So first and foremost, last year, Netflix and Google teamed up to bring automated canary analysis to the masses. Keynote was released early this year to a lot of fanfare. For what it's worth, at Netflix, we leverage automated canary analysis via Keynote in Spinnaker to ensure the Netflix experience works for over 30 million members around the globe. It is a vital aspect of delivery at Netflix. I know that obviously canarying is also a vital aspect of delivery at Google as well. And so it is now, Keynote is a first-class, or I should say automated canary analysis is now a first-class aspect of Spinnaker. You can use this as a part of your release process. And better yet, it comes out of the box. We made it to be pluggable. So it comes out of the box with 4 data sources or metric sources that you can plug in. Atlas is is Netflix's telemetry service. We provided this integration. Google added Stackdriver and Prometheus, and then the good folks at Armory added Datadog. So thank you very much for all the innovations that you all in the community have provided to Keynote. Anyone here heard of Kubernetes? Yeah, obviously Kubernetes is eating the world, so to speak. It's a phenomenal platform, and the Google team, along with many of you in the community, have been working to make the Kubernetes experience in Spinnaker amazing. And in fact, the V2 provider embraces manifest-driven deployments while upholding the qualities that make Spinnaker such a powerful continuous delivery platform. There's a ton of talks on Kubernetes, so I suspect they'll be quite full. Lars, if you have questions, just ask Lars directly. Forgot to put your cell phone number on this, but no, but thank you for all the community who's working here on the Kubernetes integration in Spinnaker. It's amazing. Earlier this year, Netflix OSS released our container management platform called Titus. Titus powers critical aspects of the Netflix business, ranging from video streaming, recommendations, machine learning, big data, content encoding, studio technology, internal engineering tools, and other Netflix workloads. We have been working on the Titus integration in Spinnaker since the early days, and now it is all open sourced and is an additional option for container workloads in your particular company. This year at Netflix, we added support for firmware delivery to our OpenConnect appliances across the globe. So we added this into Spinnaker. Netflix is well known for obviously leveraging AWS. The entire control plane of the Netflix experience is in AWS. So when you sign in to Netflix, everything you see and touch and interact with is ultimately served up from AWS. However, once you press play on whatever episode or piece of content you want to watch, that stream is actually streamed to you from a data center closest to your geographic location. And the boxes in those data centers are called OpenConnect appliances. The team that owns those boxes or manages those boxes regularly does updates to the firmware, and they are now leveraging Spinnaker. So this is another example of the innovations that you can build into Spinnaker. We, of course, built this platform to be pluggable, whether it be stages, whether it be the artifact you want to deliver or where you want to deliver it to. So this is a great case study in terms of leveraging Spinnaker for various aspects of the enterprise. We've also added first-class support for library management by integrating Spinnaker with an internal dependency management system at Netflix. This allows library developers to effect delivery of their artifacts and gain unprecedented visibility into their library's consumption across the Netflix ecosystem. Again, another example of extending Spinnaker to effect reliable, safe, confident delivery at Netflix. There's also been a ton of work, I know, spearheaded by the good folks at Google on Spinnaker CLI. And also, we've done a lot of work for typed execution context to allow for artifact tracing throughout your pipelines. So, all the innovation that's happened in the last year is super incredible. But we want to make it even easier for people to get involved in the Spinnaker ecosystem. So earlier this year, both Netflix and Google started talking about how we could more formalize the project, how it's run, and clarify how people could get involved. So I'm really excited to announce that both Netflix and Google have worked together and established a governance plan very much modeled after is very much modeled in many ways after Kubernetes governance plan. The plan clarifies how anyone can get involved in the project and eventually become an approver or committer. So everyone here in the ecosystem is an active community member. And from there, you can move on to be a formalized reviewer. And then obviously, from a reviewer, you can then become, there we go. Hey, it doesn't even fit on that one. An approver. An approver is a committer. The plan establishes a technical oversight committee that is responsible for the overall technical management of the project and ultimately managing the day-to-day running of the project. It is this oversight committee that will approve reviewers and approvers. We also established a steering committee. The responsibility of the steering committee is the continual shaping of the governance structure of this project. We'll also address questions or concerns from the community about the project culture, its structure, and we will attempt to clarify roles and responsibilities and duties of special interest groups. If you'd like to get more information about the new governance policy, it's on the website. So today, the Spinnaker ecosystem, our community, we have over 40 approvers. And I know I speak for everyone in the ecosystem when I say, next year at this time, I'd love that number to be a lot higher. I think what we've learned in the last couple of years is that, well, first of all, we didn't really need a governance policy out the gate. We've largely been able to function without one. However, in the last year, we've come to realize the project is growing. It's huge, and we want to make it an even playing field for anyone to get involved. This process, I think, clarifies who can get a seat at the table and how to get there. It's no longer this subjective, oh, you have to know, somebody and be a friend of, Stephen to get the nod, so to speak. And so we are most hopeful that by formalizing how the project is run, that we'll see more approvers, more reviewers, and ultimately get more innovations. When you innovate, we all win. The more people using Spinnaker is a plus for all of us. And so it's our hope that by clarifying how we govern this project, everyone can get involved. This is a thriving ecosystem as witnessed by all of us here in Seattle for 2 days. It's clear to me that the more people that use this platform, the better. And so it's my sincere desire that everyone gets more formally involved in this project, and it's not just the domain of Netflix and Google. And so I hope next year most people in this room are somehow involved more formally with this project. I hope it's a more inclusive ecosystem where anyone can get involved and affect delivery and the future of continuous delivery and Spinnaker. So thank you very much. I'm looking forward to an epic 2 days. And I hope that I get to meet every one of you. Thanks again.
All right.